Jamaican Leslie Wolfe, who has been a judge for some 40 years, chairs the Commission of Inquiry. He made it clear that the commissioners would only draw their conclusions from the evidence put before them and nothing else.
The members of the Commission are not yet in possession of any statements in relation to the incident of the 18th of July. Even if we were in possession, the statements would not at this stage influence our decision. Our decision will be influenced by the evidence given on oath or affirmation by witnesses.
The Commission of Inquiry has been set up to inquire into and report on the circumstances surrounding the death of Ivan Lewis, Ron Somerset and Shemroy Boye on July 18. The three Lindeners were shot dead at the start of what turned out to be a month-long protest against electricity rate hikes in the town. The rules under which the Commission would carry out its work would be finalised once former Chancellor Cecil Kennard is sworn in. Kennard is out of the country and should be back next week. Secretary to the Commission, Attorney Ronald Birch-Smith, said that the Commission is anxious to get its work done in a timely manner, given the political and social issues surrounding it.
The rules of procedure will provide not just how the actual inquiry will be conducted, but will also contain provisions for how persons who may have information relevant to the Commission should communicate this.
Within a few days, advertisements would go out inviting persons to come forward and give any statements they wish to make. Lawyers would be on hand in Georgetown and at a Linden sub-office to help persons write their statements if they so wish. From those statements, the commissioners will decide who they will invite to testify before them, and they will be careful to ensure that they get the truth out of those witnesses.
We are relying upon the integrity of the persons. And if there is any hanky-panky, then we would have evidence would have to be adduced before us to say this is happening and that is happening.
So if a witness might seek to hide matters or misrepresent, then that witness's testimony will be tested, and you'll have other evidence given by other witnesses who might contradict it, and that's what the commissioners will be about in the fact-finding, what is true and what is not.
One of the responsibilities of the Commission is to make recommendations for compensation where necessary for injury, loss or damage as a consequence of the events of July 18th.
Evidence will be adduced. We're not just going to say you must get $1 million. Evidence will have to be adduced to see what is the extent of the damage suffered.
The Commission has as one of its responsibilities to determine if the Minister of Home Affairs, Clement Rohi, gave any specific or general instructions to the police force immediately before, during and immediately after the events of July 18th. To get that question answered, the Commissioners did not rule out having to question the Commissioner of Police, Leroy Bromell, and the Minister himself. The Commissioners say that they will also call, if necessary, ranks of the police force who were on the ground at the time. The Commission has to determine whether the shooting to death of the three Lindeners was done by the police and to determine who gave the order to fire and whether the police had justification to use lethal force at the scene.